Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Divorce Lawyers podcast, brought to you by DivorceLawyers.ca. I'm Deepa Taylor. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects many families across Ontario, child support. Whether you're going through a separation, considering it, or just want to be informed, understanding the ins and outs of child support is crucial. Over the next few minutes, we'll be guiding you through everything you need to know about child support in Ontario. We'll explore what it is, who pays, how it's calculated, and much more. Let's get started. To begin, let's answer the most fundamental question. What is child support? Child support is the financial contribution that a parent provides to help cover the costs of raising their child after separation or divorce. In Ontario, every child has the right to be supported by their parents, regardless of the parent's marital status. But how is child support determined? If parents can come to an agreement on their own, they can outline the terms of support in a written agreement. If not, the matter can be taken to court, where a judge will decide based on the Ontario Child Support Guidelines. One of the most common questions I hear is, who exactly is responsible for paying child support? Child support is typically paid by the parent who does not have primary custody of the child. However, it's important to note that both biological and legal parents, such as adoptive parents or even step-parents who have played a parental role, may be required to pay child support. The amount of child support is usually based on the payer's income and the number of children they are supporting. In some cases, both parents may be required to contribute if the child lives primarily with a third party, such as a grandparent. So how exactly is child support calculated? In Ontario, child support is calculated using the Child Support Guidelines, which are designed to ensure that children receive a fair level of support from both parents. The guidelines consider the payer's income, the number of children, and the province where they live. The guidelines are based on a simple table, which you can find online, showing the amount of support that should be paid depending on these factors. Typically, parents are required to provide their most recent tax returns to determine their income for child support purposes. In addition to basic child support, parents may also be responsible for what's known as special or extraordinary expenses. These can include costs like daycare, extracurricular activities, medical and dental expenses not covered by insurance, and education costs beyond standard schooling. Both parents typically share these costs proportionate to their incomes, which is calculated separately from the basic child support amount. For example, if one parent earns significantly more than the other, they might be expected to contribute more toward these additional expenses. Life is unpredictable, and incomes can fluctuate. So what happens if a parent's income changes? Child support is not a static arrangement. It can be adjusted to reflect changes in a parent's financial situation. If the payer's income increases or decreases significantly, either parent can request a review of the child support amount. It's important to have a clause in your child support agreement that allows for regular reviews, typically done annually when tax returns are available. This ensures that the amount of support remains fair and reflective of the current circumstances. Unfortunately, there are situations where a parent doesn't fulfill their child support obligations. So, what can you do if child support isn't being paid? In Ontario, the Family Responsibility Office, or FRO, is responsible for enforcing child support payments. FRO has the authority to take various actions to collect unpaid support, including garnishing wages, seizing tax refunds, or even suspending a driver's license. If you're not receiving the child support you're owed, it's crucial to contact FRO and get their assistance in enforcing the court order or agreement. One common misconception is that child support automatically ends when a child turns 18. However, that's not always the case. In Ontario, child support typically continues as long as the child is a dependent. This includes situations where the child is enrolled in full-time education or has a disability that prevents them from becoming self-sufficient. In these cases, support may continue well into the child's 20s or beyond. It's important to note that the end of child support isn't automatic. You may need to go back to court or come to an agreement with the other parent to officially terminate the support payments. Next, let's talk about retroactive child support, a topic that often confuses many people. Retroactive child support is when a court orders one parent to pay child support for a period before the court application was made. This can happen if a parent has failed to pay the correct amount of support in the past, or if there was a significant delay in applying for support. Courts will consider factors like the reason for the delay and the financial situation of both parents when deciding whether to award retroactive support. If you think you might be owed retroactive support, it's important to seek legal advice as soon as possible. One of the best ways to handle child support issues is through agreements and mediation. If parents can communicate effectively, they may be able to reach an agreement on child support without going to court. A written agreement can outline the amount of support, payment schedule, and provisions for adjusting support over time. If reaching an agreement seems difficult, mediation can be a helpful tool. A neutral mediator can assist both parents in negotiating a fair arrangement that meets the needs of the child. This can be a less costly and less adversarial option compared to court proceedings. Finally, while it's possible to navigate child support issues on your own, seeking legal advice is often a wise decision. A lawyer can help you understand your rights and obligations, draft or review agreements, and represent you in court if necessary. Given the complexity of child support laws and the significant impact they have on your child's well-being, it's essential to get the right advice to ensure everything is handled correctly. If you're unsure about any aspect of child support, don't hesitate to consult one of our family lawyers by visiting DivorceLawyers.ca. That's it for today's episode of the Divorce Lawyers podcast. I hope this discussion has provided you with a clear understanding of child support in Ontario and how it works. If you have any questions or need further information, please visit DivorceLawyers.ca or contact our office directly. We're here to help you navigate these challenging times with confidence and clarity. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with anyone who might benefit from it. Until next time, take care and stay informed.